My name is Ashley Zala. I'm the behavior specialist for the Y. Thank you so much for being here tonight and for joining me for week 1 of our 3-part webinar series to help you and your family build confidence and autonomy during distance learning. And again, we are just so thrilled to have you here with us tonight. Over the next 3 weeks, all the tips, tools, materials that I give you are science-based. They're all designed to increase your kiddos' confidence, decrease your kiddos' anxiety so they can be more independent. Thank you so much to the people who took the Y survey. Overwhelmingly, the results were that the #1 stressor for parents right now is to navigate work while trying to facilitate distance learning. So again, we're going to try and increase that confidence, decrease anxiety, which can manifest itself in kiddos in so many different ways. Moodiness, anger, frustration, and when we decrease that and kiddos are feeling better about themselves, that is when their independence will be able to increase and you can do what you need to do to meet the demands of your job. Within the next 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you the #1 behavior technique that I use. It is also my favorite. I use this technique when I'm working with kids on the spectrum, ADHD, anxiety, all the way from preschool to high school age. This trick is even used with kiddos verbal, nonverbal, and it works like a charm for typically developing kiddos. If your child is one of the few who is thriving in this new environment, I am so happy their educational needs are being met in a way they haven't been able to be met before. What an amazing opportunity for them. So you're really going to want to put some behavior techniques in place to ensure that their success continues. If you need any more motivation for why you want to put safeguards in place, just call a mom whose kiddo is struggling, and I promise you, those horror stories will be motivation enough that you are going to want to implement techniques to ensure your kiddo's success. So, the #1 behavior technique I use with kiddos is behavior momentum. All behavior momentum is meaning that you have your kiddo do something they feel super confident they enjoy doing before you have them do something that they don't feel as confident doing or they don't want to do. I know what you're thinking right now. And it's the same thing that teachers, camp counselors, after-school providers tell me. It's that, wait, this sounds like it's going to be more work. Also, I'm sure you're thinking, didn't you just tell me that you were going to try and increase my kiddos' confidence, decrease anxiety so they'll be more independent because I have to do work? And I would say, yes, you're absolutely right. But here's the thing. We have a behavior happening that we want to see less of or a stressor. And that for us right now is distance learning. It's not going away until school gets out. We're in it right now. We're all tired. This has been so stressful the past couple months. So let's use all of our energy to implement proactive, positive behavior strategies to help our kiddos. Because if not, here's the thing. Either way, you're going to have to deal with the behavior, right? Distance learning isn't changing right now. It is what it is. So if not, then you're going to have to be reactive. And that's where the anger, yelling, and frustration comes into play. Within the next 2 weeks, I'm going to teach you strategies to specifically extinguish the behaviors that are most standing in the way of your kiddos' distance learning success. But for this week, we're just changing overall attitudes. We want them to have a positive attitude around distance learning. So let's use our energy for good, positive, proactive behavior changes. And it is going to be work, but I promise it will be so worth it. So the #1 strategy is behavior momentum. So again, we're going to do something positive before our kiddo has to do something that they don't necessarily feel 100% confident about. Let me give you an example. So your kiddo's coming down the stairs to have some breakfast. They've paired breakfast with distance learning, right? It's kind of like the catalyst to the day. So you see the look on your kiddo's face. You could just look at them and say, hey, quick, rocks, paper, scissors, best out of 3. Go! Rocks, paper, scissors, shoot! I won! Rocks, paper, scissors, shoot! Oh, you beat me again. Rocks, paper, scissors, shoot! You beat me again. How do you do this? Rematch after breakfast, kiddo. Or if you see them sitting down about to do some math and you know, like, oh, they really don't like to do math, just look at them and say, really serious question for you before math. Who would win, Spider-Man or Venom? What? My money was on Spider-Man. Ugh. Do 2 math problems, and then I want to hear more about this. Because again, man, I thought Spider-Man, but you had good points. So what happened there? It took 30 seconds, but so much was accomplished. Your kiddo was filled with confidence. They complied to tasks. They were 100% successful with the tasks. So now they are filled with all sorts of great behavior momentum, and their brain is telling them, you can do things, you can be compliant, you can take on harder, more difficult tasks. So, behavior momentum can really look like anything. Make it a secret handshake, be silly. Last year, I had the absolute pleasure of working with Bayside Wise after school program OST. Several days a week, I host a snack club with the sole intention of building behavior momentum for those kiddos. I set a tablecloth, there were battery-operated candles, I played opera music. I just wanted to feel intentional for them, and so they recognized someone was thinking about them, right? It always feels so good to walk into a space where you know someone was taking care of you. So they came in, and then I would have them do very simple tasks. Again, purposely to build that behavior momentum. I asked them questions about their day. I would have them do just coloring sheets. We would play very, very simple card games. Because they knew once they left that room, they were going to be faced with more difficult demands, unexpected behaviors and challenges. So by the time they left that room, I wanted their tanks to be filled with positivity and accomplishment, and that's what behavior momentum is. It fueled them to get through the rest of their day. So I have 2 handouts that I'm going to upload into the comments when I'm done with this. One is to host your own Finer Things Club dinner. It's going to look like this. And again, the great thing with this is we saw huge changes in our kiddos from the Finer Things Club with that intentional behavior momentum. Anyone in your house gives you a hard time about doing this, we have data to prove that it actually works. And we saw positive changes in the kiddos. So anyone gives you a hard time, you say, there's data, this is absolutely going to work. The next thing that we have for your family to do is a family challenge. This again is just to build some behavior momentum and do something fun for your family. The past 2 weeks have been so, again, 2 weeks, 2 months. No one can keep track of time anymore. The past 2 months have been so challenging. So this is to build some joy for your family and also use these things to build behavior momentum. The next day before your kiddo's jumping on some ELA, you can tell them, oh my gosh, remember that silly dance that Dad did that like, bah, 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 bah. Okay, after ELA, let's make up a new dance and then go show him. After time when you've implemented behavior momentum, you'll notice that you get to fade back. I worked with a kiddo who had a really hard time with transitions. To get from one room to another, we just one day started singing Under Pressure from Queen. So it started off, we'd walk next to each other and go, bump, 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 banana. And we did that the whole way walking down the hallway. Then, over time, I would tell her, okay, kiddo, I'm going to meet you there. Ready? Here I go. I would hum it, and then she would meet me there. Then, later on, she could go by herself. And then, by the end, she didn't need to hum anything. She would just go anytime she needed to, and she didn't need those supports. If you are consistent with this strategy and the strategies the next 2 weeks, you are going to experience where you're going to be able to fade back. And again, that is where you will see the increased confidence, decreased anxiety, more independence, so you can meet the needs of your job better, because you'll know is your kiddo is not only doing their work, but they're thriving with it and they have a better attitude around it. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited for you to implement your own behavior momentum this week. in the comments, if you could, post pictures of your family's own finer things and pictures of the Silly Family Challenge. Share what you're using for behavior momentum. We are now part of this community all together of families that are trying to distance learn and navigate this new life. So welcome to this community. You are seen, you are heard. We are so happy you are here. I cannot wait to spend the next 3 weeks with you. I am going to go on and upload the, I'm going to upload the worksheets right now for you. If anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in the comments. If you're watching this later on or the next day, periodically throughout the week, I'm going to jump on and be able to answer your questions. Again, thank you for your time, and I look forward to going on this journey with all of you. Take care, and most importantly, take care of each other. Bye!